What do you like about gaming industry?
It's awful. I hate it. It's terrible.
We got it.
Hello, you're listening to another episode of Video Ditch. As always, joined by Sam, and we've got Nick, Jake, and a very special guest today. Nick, do you want to give him the intro treatment?
Absolutely. So I want you to put into the cornea of your mind's eye. Think about those old classic games you used to play and enjoy back when you still had the capacity to play and enjoy games. Think about Wario Land 2, Wario Land 3. Think about the Game Boy Color. Picture it. Imagine that it's is still there, it's still present, it's still playable. Now imagine games were able to surpass those limitations and become something greater, something that still inspired and amazed you. And you'll have the Colorgrave catalog. You'll have a series of games that go through a variety of genres using that visual style as a basis while still providing something fresh, new, and exciting, and most importantly of all, fun. And right here we've got, am I pointing the right way?
Mm-hmm.
Right here we've got one of the people responsible for that iconic visual style right here.
One of the boys from the boys club.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we got Brendan joining us here today. So thank you for coming on, Brendan.
Yes,
My
thank
pleasure.
you.
My pleasure.
I know, I want to invite you on earlier, but I remember you said you had to scope us out, make sure we weren't the psycho freakos.
Well, I mean, you never can tell in this day and age,
I know.
right? I mean, I was a little worried when you pulled me into a back alley and started talking to me about.
We don't need to talk about that, okay?
Just shoving the business card in your face.
Listen,
yeah.
The stuff that happens at PAX isn't relevant after PAX ends. It's all in the past now.
Yeah, well, Brendan, do you want to tell viewers and listeners who you are and what it is you do at the company? Yeah.
Well, I'm Brendan. I also go by looloopaa online, and I make pixel art. I'm the lead pixel artist on the team. Most of the stuff that you see in the games, I either made or cleaned up a little bit or was involved with in some way, even if it's just directing other people. That's what I've been doing. Little bits and bobs here and there too. I'll help give input on various things, but my main capacity is pixel art.
Very cool.
Right on.
And how long have you been with Colorgrave?
It's been about 5-ish years, maybe 5.5. Since probably about halfway through 2019 or 2020-ish.
Okay, right on. Well, yes, today we'll be kind of looking back at Colorgrave's catalog as well as Brendan's personal history with games. And we'll be talking about one of their recent releases, April Grove, kind of a groovy little woodcutting game that would be right at home on the Game Boy Color, and perhaps even looking further beyond. But before we get into that, how are we all doing tonight? Nick, you want to go? You want to start? How you doing?
Never been better a day in my life. This is one of the greatest days of all time for me. I've got a big smile on my face, as anyone watching this can see, and I've got a spring in my step. If I was standing, I'd be floating 5 feet in the air.
Beautiful. Jake, how are you?
I'm still breathing.
Okay, so you're on the verge of suicide.
I'm doing okay. I haven't gotten the game as much as I wanted to lately, but I'm doing well. It's a beautiful day. I can't complain.
Good. Yeah,
I'm
Brendan,
glad to be here. Sorry, go ahead.
No worries. Yeah, Brendan, how are you? Are you on East Coast, West Coast time?
I'm in
right?
Central time.
Oh, yeah, Central, right in the middle.
I'm like right in the middle of the Midwest, so
okay.
I'm right. I've got the normal time, and you guys all have the weird freak times.
I see. Yeah. Very good. Well, anyone play anything interesting before we get into the past?
Yeah, I've been playing a crazy little game called Curse Crackers recently. I've been really enjoying that. It's actually been a lot of fun. I would strongly recommend anyone who has any interest in any platformer play it, and anyone who's completely given up on 2D platformers to play it.
Very good.
And reinvigorate that love they used to have. I've also been playing a Dandy Dungeon, which is from the creator of Tulip. It's from Onion Games.
Dandy Dungeon?
It's a game where he plays a very pathetic, delusional game developer who just stops going to work to develop his game and gets fired. Mm-hmm. And you are the voice in his head who helps him debug his game. And he develops this insane idea that if he puts his neighbor, who he's in love with in the game, then she will fall in love with him. And it's got this really funny mechanic where he's got a love tracker. And he's like, oh, the further you get in the game, the more you can see how in love with me she is. And it never goes above 0.
That is funny.
And it's also it was localized by Tim Rogers, Action Button himself. So if any of those things appeal to you, check out Dandy Dungeon.
Yeah. I'm looking at the Steam page right now. It came out in 2019. It looks like just so many different homages to just the JRPG genre.
Very Dragon Quest heavy.
Yeah. There's an enemy I see named Nobiyo Uematsu.
Yeah. I would say the strongest influences are Dragon Quest and Dr. Slump.
Okay. Yeah. It looks right up your alley.
Oh, yeah. Made for me.
Cool. What about you, Brendan? Play anything? Have you had any time to play anything lately?
A little bit. I mean, obviously I'm pretty busy most of the time. But I'll play stuff with other people once in a while. I feel like everybody and their aunt has been playing Peak lately.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to play that.
Like 4 times only.
Never won.
But I've made it to the top 1 time. That's been pretty cool. I've also been going back and playing some older games that are just kind of my comfort games to unwind. So Mario Kart Double Dash, the best Mario Kart.
Okay.
Team Fortress 2, just playing that. With
now that's the one. Hey, let me in on that. I've been looking at the group. I'm not joking.
I mean, what else? NetHack,
wow. That's an old ass game. Yeah.
Probably a few other things here and there, but those are the main ones.
Playing NetHack with a full on ASCII art and everything.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys follow any like the D&D YouTuber stuff, but there's one guy, MCDM, who started like a live server of it. So you'll be playing the same dungeon sort of with a bunch of other people.
That's cool.
And sometimes you can discover their corpses. You don't run into them while they're alive, but
Wow.
You see how they ended up. Yeah, Sam, write that down.
Yeah, how Dark Souls of them.
Use as inspiration for Vampire.
Yeah, there you go. Very good. And right on. I've been playing this game called Weird West. I've been on an immersive sim sort of
it's been itching. That Obsidian staff members or something made that.
Yeah, it was some former, one of the big dogs, and I feel like it's a super interesting game, but no one's gonna play it because it's just too niche, I think, in today's market. But enjoying that a lot. And then I was telling Nick before we started recording, I've also been hopping on to, or getting back into, No More Heroes 3.
About time.
And yeah, playing like a Suda game is just so.
Is it weird playing a game and just seeing me on the screen now that you're playing No More Heroes? Is that strange for you?
It is a little funny. Sophia and I were just like, man, like this guy, I see why Nick fucking loves this character. When he fucking gets the sushi, he's like, itadakimasu.
He's cool. He's respectful.
Yeah, ultimate otaku. Yeah, and it's just fun to be playing it on hardware that isn't the Switch, because it's like, just that thing where you see a game's ambition, matched by the technology finally. It's like, oh, clicks for you. But that's where I've been at. Jake, I know you've mentioned you've been busy, so I don't know if you've got anything to report from the front.
Oh, yes. Well, yeah.
I'm observing Kingdom Hearts.
Watching, when I can, Ivy play through the Kingdom Hearts series. She's never played through it. So
real quick, does Ivy watch these episodes at all? Before I say anything else?
She's watched a couple, but no. But no, okay. She's not going to watch it. Like, I'll tell her, don't watch this one.
Okay. You will get divorced if she does not beat Kurt Zisa.
That's the test of your love right there. Yeah.
She needs to beat Kurt Zisa
so she can watch it. Yeah. I actually didn't play the series until college. I didn't play it as a kid.
I remember.
At all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just played through all
Did
of
we
them.
have we talked about this before?
I don't think so, actually.
Yeah, because you didn't play Final Fantasy until I was like, you got to play all these games.
I played that in high school. I played 10. No,
I gave
10 was like, Final Fantasy 10 was my first JRPG ever. I played that when I was like 7 years old.
The real one, 7.
7, I didn't play until high school when you let me borrow it for my 64. Yeah.
10 is probably the best one. So I mean,
too.
That's all you really.
It's good.
I play through 10 pretty much once a year, maybe like once every 2 years now these days, but I've probably played through 10, 15 times.
And when you play the game and you see Orin, is it weird that I'm on the screen?
Oh my god.
No, it's not weird. But I've always been a Final Fantasy enjoyer, Lost Odyssey and all that. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts great. I mean, they're really fun. She just beat one, and now she, as I said earlier, she's not. She wasn't as into the card stuff with
skipping over
Chain of Memories.
So
she's gonna be so fucking confused.
How dare?
How dare she? Yeah,
Oh,
look at that.
Look at that.
When she gets to Kingdom Hearts 3, she's gonna be so confused.
Well, she watched through this.
Even if
stuff,
she did
like,
play it, she would be so confused. But still.
yeah, no, that's the thing. And like I told her I said we shouldn't watch because you know how the 1.5 remix is set up with like it's
the
one
365.
Yeah, I said we should wait
Which is
to watch
crazy
365
because it's such a huge game that you can't really distill it down to cutscenes.
It's a long thing though, and I mean
I know it's like over an
we
hour.
watched like 6 hours of Chain of Memory cutscenes.
How many times
so
can I
it
watch
was
Roxas eat sea salt ice cream sadly?
Totally.
Oh.
Like I just watched it. I mean, because I played the remix, but I didn't watch it the first time. I went, 1 chain and then 2, and you're so confused when you show up as Roxas. You're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But that's like part of the intrigue, right? I feel like if you watch the 358 or whatever over 2 first, kind of loses a lot of that intrigue.
It was made after Kingdom Hearts 2, so yeah,
Right.
was supposed to just go in and see Roxas and be like, who the fuck is this guy wearing the band shoes as a t-shirt?
And then it's so much also more just like kind of gut punch when you do watch it because you just realize the situation the whole time. What you were fighting him for.
I've always been such a big fan of the Roxas intro.
Me too.
It's so good.
Some people hate it, like this is so slow, but I think it's like it's so
his life kind of corrupt.
Yeah. Oh.
It hit me when I was a kid. I'm like, what? This is dramatic.
Yeah.
I got a little choked up,
Yeah.
Totally. Like my summer vacation's
when Sora
over.
cries and doesn't know why.
I know.
2 is the best game in the series. That's just a fact.
It is. But I love Birth by Sleep as well.
Birth by Sleep is a close second. I love Terra, even though he's a complete idiot.
Yeah, he's fucking Anakin Skywalker. I know. Stupid
Terry,
asshole.
kill all these people. Okay, Sam. All right.
The first time I played 1, I played it on Proud, and this was probably a mistake just because I was not like it's so clunky. Critical. And well, the 1 doesn't have critical.
Yeah. It doesn't? I thought they did in the remix.
That's Proud. No, 2 does. But yeah, so the ending hit me as like 24-year-old. I was like getting all teared up because I was like wait,
wow,
what?
They're never gonna see each other.
Because I played through the whole like last big world all at once. Started at like 5 p.m. and
it's like 10.
Dude, the final boss is so freaking hard in that game.
So awesome though.
So awesome, but it took forever because I was pretty underleveled. And
Billy Zane was great as Ansem.
God.
So
you
crazy.
Go through this whole crazy end. And then you're just like met with kind of a, melancholy, like bittersweet ending. It's like, wait, what? I was not expecting this at all.
I also remember like the moment as a child, like with my 2 older siblings watching the end of Kingdom Hearts, like not being emotionally developed enough, like grasp what's happening. Like, but then understanding, like, God damn, that's some good shit.
Aside from that, though, I'm looking forward genuinely to play, like I'm probably going to do it tonight when I have more time, actually, finally, to play April Grove. While I cut redwood logs and
I already played it.
Because I'm going to play it while I
it's a chill game.
cut logs and old school RuneScape on the side,
Oh, yeah.
I think that'd be a good...
That would be, the most, like, XP bar maxing possible experience to have RuneScape on the iPad while playing.
That's what I do. Dude, that's what I do, like, half the games I play.
I love watching meters go up,
I just, like, mine in Stardust or something. Click every 5 minutes.
Oh, shit. Well, I think that kind of takes us just sweetly into our next topic. Brendan, where did your history with video games kind of begin?
Where did it all go wrong?
Our guests. Yeah.
Well, that's a wide question. Are we talking playing video games?
Yeah,
we'll start with that. We'll start
What's your first
playing.
cogent memory of gaming?
My first fuzzy memory of playing games is playing Super Mario Brothers 2, the All-Star Collection on Super Nintendo.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I remember that first little, mushroom platform that you climb up and you throw the potion to get the thing off of it. And I think I played as Luigi. That's all I remember.
Me too. Yeah, he's taller.
You got to get that hop,
I'm sure I didn't know what I was doing. I can't even say for sure that I actually was playing the game. It could have just been like the demo and the controller was unplugged.
Nice.
So like, but my first, like, I mean, you know, I played kids' computer games.
Meaningful sort of games for you. That was the first stuff there. Yeah.
But Pokemon Yellow was like the first one. I have it somewhere, but I don't know where. My original, I got a yellow Game Boy Color and Pokemon Yellow for my 6th birthday, and I could barely read, and it was an interesting experience. I didn't know how the game worked, so my experience with the game was largely grinding for hours in the forest so that I could beat Brock with Pikachu.
Like in the show.
Yeah. Well, they were immune to lightning, and I didn't understand how to train Pokemon because I was 6.
Just decimated the population of metapods and caterpies.
And that's what led
it'll be fine.
to the creation of Maple Grove, grinding in the forest.
Now that you say that, I think that was my same experience, except I had a yellow cartridge that wouldn't save.
Oh no!
So I had to just like
replay the first
and I was too young to like even care. I probably replayed the first few hours of Pokemon Yellow 20 times before I finally like asked to get silver, and then I played silver and it'd be my first game. I was like, okay, I can save.
I mean, Pokemon Silver blew my mind as a kid when I played that for the first time. Like, I was like, I didn't know that video games could look this cool.
I know.
I know,
Which
right?
is crazy to think about. It's a Game Boy Color. There were other games that looked more impressive at the time.
Totally.
But with my little Game Boy Color, I was like,
Generation 2 still stands head and shoulders above the rest.
I agree.
I feel like that, but you know, I'm also an old man now, so
aren't we all?
Believe it or not, I'm 50 years old, man.
You wear it well.
In gamer years. You'll put me down like a dog soon.
Funny.
Yeah, no, bizarrely similar to how I started gaming. Actually, I remember having to pull out a dictionary for the harder words in Pokemon Yellow.
Cool.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Or ask my parents what it meant.
Yeah. Better than Jumpstart.
I always thought whenever you tried to do something like use an item, and Oak would be like, "It's not the time to use that." I thought it said "okay," so it's just like, "Okay, it's not the time to use that right now."
Like, be more direct, man.
That's fun.
Your first experience with gaslighting?
I guess so.
Okay.
Right. And what was the first experience that made you think like, okay, so gaming can be something greater than just pressing buttons and having a big smile when I see a big flash?
That's the games as art discussion.
Yes.
Yeah.
The games as art.
As a games artist.
Mm-hmm.
I think, again, on like the Game Boy Color, playing Link's Awakening.
This is tracking, yes.
The moment when you get into the face shrine and you read the island isn't real, none of the people are real, this is just a dream. It's like, what?
Yeah.
I was like 10 or something, you know, this is blowing my mind. And I like, it brought a lot of thoughts and feelings that I never
just this
had
injection of existentialism.
This injection of existentialism where I was like, if I finish the game, all the characters on this island will disappear, which was like a fear that I had. I never beat a Pokemon game because of that. Because I was like, if I do it, the game will end, the story will end. I can never go back to it.
Wow.
But I think that was probably the first time that I ever really got affected by a game.
Yeah, right on. And still on the Game Boy Color too. I love that sort of thematic sort of linking here.
Yeah,
very cool. Yeah, Link's Awakening. It's still to this day, I feel like people are talking about it, and
that was fantastic.
That's such a good game.
Except the Majora's Mask.
There's so much to learn.
The remake is great.
Yeah. The remake is great.
I really like what they did with the style of it.
It's adorable. I wish that they had gone back and kind of done the Seasons and Ages game.
I know. I thought they would.
Mm-hmm.
But
no,
I'm glad they reused it for
Zelda's game.
For the Zelda,
I didn't play it, but it looked really fun. Looked all right.
Ivy just got it. We're gonna play it eventually, but
So many games. I love it.
Yeah, what's
So many
at some
games.
point.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Trying to avoid the AAA
We saw it
stuff
on
right
sale,
now.
so yeah.
I'm still trying to beat Mind's Eye, you know?
Yeah.
Just won't load.
As soon as I can get into the game.
Okay, so obviously the Game Boy Color, and I'm going to assume the Advance and perhaps other Nintendo portables played a
DS,
big role in your
I think the only one I never had was the DSi or like the new 3DS. So I had the regular DS and I had the regular 3DS and played a few games across those libraries. But Game Boy Advance remained a staple in my house among me and my siblings. So
nice. Were you always like artistic, like growing up as a child? Were you always into art?
Yeah. For better or for worse, my parents were always very encouraging of it.
That's better, yeah. That's better. That's good.
So I would always draw as a kid. I drew in sketchbooks and stuff, and I went to community college and took some art courses and stuff. So I've been doing it for like as long as I could hold a pencil. Now I haven't always been good, but you know,
no one starts off good, right? Yeah. Okay, right on. As far as like video games go, were there any like early inspirations that you saw, like artists, like specific work, or like, oh, I want to like try and do this myself, or just like any big influences for you?
You'll probably hear this from a lot of indie devs, and you probably have. One of the games that really made me realize I could make something like this somehow was Cave Story.
We have.
It was passed around everywhere on the internet. I got a copy from my friend he got it from who knows where. And I just remember playing that and being like, wow, one guy made all this?
Amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Every aspect.
It's incredible. So that kind of made me realize that, hey, maybe I can make video games. I didn't consider it as a career, but like, I was like, maybe I can do this. There's a pixel artist / game developer, Konjac, I think is his name.
Oh yeah, 92 Love.
It was Iconoclast, I think.
Yeah,
as well.
That as well.
But Legend of Princess was like an old free game of his that he had on his website, and I played a lot of that, which was like a side-scrolling Zelda-like kind of game, but it was really short, had a little loop, depending on what items that you picked at the start, you would go through the dungeon differently. It was really cool. But those were kind of games where I was like, oh, I could do this. There are people, these are games made by people, and it's not like magic.
Yeah.
That's the most shocking thing.
Yeah.
When a veil is lifted.
Yeah.
It still is to me. It still is magic.
Oh,
you guys are wizards to us. Yes.
Yeah.
It's still incredible that any game ever gets made, just period, for sure. Especially if it gets made and it looks and plays nicely.
Sure.
But yeah, it's pretty incredible that people are able to do this stuff.
Nick, Jake, you have any more questions about Brendan's history with gaming before we get into sort of like more of the...
So did you work on anything? Did you try to produce anything before joining Colorgrave? Were there any projects of your own?
Yeah. Oh, I piddled around in Game Maker, several times over the years. I only ever finished one game, and it's not very good.
I'll play it.
I'll send it to you.
We'll stream it.
But
catch me the VC later.
Yeah. It's not good, but it's the only, I finished it, and I was like, all right, I did it. And then I tried other ones that were a lot more complex. I lose attention too fast. So,
I understand it can be overwhelming to just be like looking at the workspace or the workload. It's like, where do I even begin?
Right. Or like you finish one thing and then there's the mountain of other things that you have to do still. You're like, I don't even know where to start on this.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, Nick took my questions. That's what I was gonna ask.
Well, is that a part of your resume to get into Colorgrave, or is it more of a personal connection, or is it just the art you posted online? Did someone contact you and be like, "Hey, you'd be perfect for our studio that doesn't exist yet"? And you were like, "You know what? I'll take a chance."
Well, so the circumstances around that are kind of funny. I had been doing little bits and pieces of pixel art commissions here and there. So I was starting to kind of take it seriously, sort of. I never expected it still to be my full-time thing. But I was just making it kind of a side thing here and there. I joined up in the Discord server for a Persona parody fan game, where the main characters were going to be the Golden Girls from the old sitcom.
That's like Betty White.
Yeah. It was called The Golden Girls Take Manhattan DX.
So pull that up.
Yeah,
it never got finished. I think the scope kind of extended past what everyone was able to do, and it kind of, collapsed in on itself. But while I was in there, somebody posted, "Hey, does anybody know how to do any pixel art?" And I was like, "Oh, I do." So I applied, did an art test, started doing off and on commission stuff. Eventually, there were other artists that were part of the team at the time, working on an ongoing game that still never got finished. We hope to at some point, but eventually all of the other artists left, and I was still stuck around, and I lost the other job that I was doing as my day job. And my boss was like, "Well, hey, you want to try doing this full time, and we'll just see if we can make it work." And that's what I've been doing for the past, 5.5-ish years. So
wow.
We're not dead yet. I mean, roads are rocky, but we're trying.
Very good.
Pixel art pays the bills.
Awesome.
Yeah, pixel art pays the bills, truly. Well, we're rooting for you, certainly.
It pays my bills. It might not pay somebody else's bills. That's there's a lot of people who are like way more. They have a higher pedigree than I do. Like they've done work for like actual high budget companies that have done pixel art, and they haven't been able to find work consistently. So like.
It pays some bills, yes, certainly.
Brownie Brown's one thing, but we're talking about the indie sphere here.
Yeah.
All right. As far as pixel art goes, and as a pixel artist, what do you think, what qualities do you think constitute, good pixel art?
I think the biggest thing is readability, having nice, obvious shapes rather than necessarily going for a lot of detail. People who are really good can go for a lot of detail and still have it read nicely. But I think having a pleasant overall look to things is way more important than trying to go for the highest level of detail that you can.
And I know you mentioned a lot of Game Boy Color games. Is there any other company that inspired you, or any other games, like any SNK or older Capcom titles in particular? Or is it mostly just Game Boy?
It's hard to say because you never really know for sure what influences you. I mean, I played a lot of old arcade and NES stuff too back when I was a kid. But one pixel artist who was actually a big inspiration when we started doing the Game Boy Color stuff was who was it? Oh no, it's lost my mind.
No worries. We can look it up.
Look it up real quick. Yeah.
No worries.
It's Adam something.
We'll cut all this out and post it. Don't matter.
Cut it out.
We prolong this section by 30 minutes.
We're just gonna have a 30-minute section of me just looking it up.
We're gonna pulse stretch in Audacity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It was Adam J. Marin. I'm pretty sure.
What did he work on?
Yeah, Adam Marin. He works at Tribute Games, so they're the ones who they've done some other stuff before, like Wizorb and Panzer Paladin, but recently they've done the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle beat 'em up game,
Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah, which good for them that they were able to grab that. Yeah,
big
but
license.
I really, really, really love his pixel art. His stuff was a big inspiration for a lot of what we did in our first game, Prodigal.
Yeah, right on. With in the indie scene, I feel like the past 10, 15 years, we really saw not necessarily like a boom, but pixel art was like certainly like a fad, and I don't want to treat it like it's something that'll like pass or anything.
No, definitely. I would agree. It's definitely kind of an age, an era.
Yeah, kind of saturated in the in the hearts and minds of developers
too, though.
But yeah, I think as a pixel artist, how do you feel about like, you know, the trend in indie gaming to be like more PSX kind of emulating that art style? Like, do you feel like modern audiences aren't going to appreciate pixel art as much with like the shift in trends now? Or
that's something that we've. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have an addition to that?
No, I'll add on to it later.
All right. I feel like it's hard to say, really. You know, people's tastes for what they like visually changes over the decades.
Mm-hmm.
I think people still appreciate stuff that looks good, even if it's not in whatever the current popular style is. You'll find a smaller group of people, I think, but there's a lot of people who are, 15 years younger than I am that are just getting into pixel art, and or people who are just a couple years older than that who are way better than I am. Like it's not something I think is going to go away. I think it's going to, people are still going to enjoy it and appreciate it.
Yeah, I was going to add on to that. I mean, although the general kind of indie consensus does seem to be gravitating towards PS1, PSX, PS2, I do think that the success of Deltarune proves that pixel art still is a very viable and very popular art style. And I also wanted to ask, do you think that Deltarune's success would in any way like kind of Reaganomics trickle down to Colorgrave? Or just like a greater appreciation of pixel art in general?
I feel like Deltarune maybe not, because our stuff doesn't look like Deltarune. And it's hard to say. We've learned many times now that people who like a certain game don't necessarily look for or want a game that is like that game. They just want more of the game that they like. Yeah. So, hopefully it does kind of make some people look for more pixel art stuff and we catch some of that, but I think the majority are just going to want more Deltarune. One that's coming up that I think might a little bit is Mina the Hollower, just because
I was thinking the same thing. It
has the same kind of look. So maybe that'll help us, or it'll make things bad for us because everyone's like, well, it's no Mina the Hollower.
Yeah, maybe it'll get people hungry for that sort of like Zelda-esque sort of vibe.
Well, hey, I mean, we'll have 4 or 5 games for them to play once Mina's out if they're tired of that one.
Exactly. That's true. There you go.
Play Curse Crackers. I'm not joking.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the Colorgrave catalog? You want to start?
Yeah, let's break into it.
Breaking into it. Yeah. Take it away, Nick.
Yeah. So I wanted to have a good grasp on your whole catalog before the interview, but I ended up starting with Curse Crackers, and I just played Curse Crackers for about a week and a half straight instead. I mean, I still feel like I'm not anywhere close to finish everything. I've beaten the game, and it still says I'm like 40% done. So it's a wonderful selection of stages and content and exciting things to do in the game. It's like it really scratches all those evil itches that keep me from finishing things. It's got the completionism, it's got the hidden stages, it's got the collectibles, it's got the collectibles that aren't marked, which really fucked me over. I'm gonna be honest with you. And it's got the time trials, which for me at first, I was going straight up like I had the item that only lets you get hit once before you die, death reset on, starting every stage. That took a long time. I had to stop doing that just to finish the game before the interview. But the important thing was I was enjoying it. It was a very fun, very unique thing. It was very fluid in a way I've never seen a pixel game. And I really enjoyed it. And I'm sure the other two are enjoyable as well, but unfortunately I wasn't able to play them because I had
No, I mean, I think out of our library right now, Curse Crackers is the one that grabs people the most. I think it's the one that people who try it out and who really click with it hooks them. Prodigal, our first one, is a lot more like kind of slower paced and kind of you take your time with it a little bit more. And so that was a rough one to start out with because it was harder to kind of show people what the appeal of that game was. But Curse Crackers is great because like you just go as soon as the game
Yeah, this
started.
demo's well. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got like that Wario Land factor.
Yeah. Oh, well, I love Wario Land. That was one of the inspirations for some of the art in that game was.
Right on.
Oh, I could tell with the pastry power-ups, very Wario Land-esque.
Yeah. But that's one of the things that we've had to kind of think about, and we're still not necessarily super good at it. But what kind of game demos well? How do we demo a game that maybe is slower paced and figure that kind of stuff out?
About that.
Yeah, how do you get the perfect vertical slice?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we're a bunch of knuckleheads, so our development cycle is a little eclectic, and it's not always the easiest to get a clean vertical slice of what we're looking for. But it usually works out okay.
Yeah.
So we got that. We got Veritas, which was a sequel to Prodigal. So kind of taking some of what the gameplay was in Prodigal and trying to amp that up a little bit.
That's actually something I wanted to ask. Veritas looks hard.
I think it depends.
Okay.
I think it really depends.
Yeah. Are you good at games or are you a baby?
No, yeah, it looks like, I guess maybe the skill floor isn't that high, but the skill ceiling looks crazy.
It was a lot harder when we initially released it. I think we did a few things to make it not quite as hard after. And I think right now the hardest thing is the final boss.
That's good.
So so I don't think it's a game that's too hard, and it's not one that punishes you too much for messing up. So
that's cool. It just from the videos I watched, it looks like when you master it, there's a lot of technique in that game that can be mastered. Like the way that you can interact with objects is really cool from what I've seen.
Yeah, definitely. And then we got April Grove, of course.
Yeah,
which,
I can't wait to play this game.
Let me see real quick. I put wasn't gonna play as much. I only put 5 hours into it, but I have got all the achievements.
Oh my!
So
I think you've gotten value out of it.
Yeah.
I still have to get level 100, sadly.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Max.
once you get to 100, you also get to prestige.
Oh,
I was honestly, I will say the thing
Yeah.
about April Grove, to get a little off track, I was kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop because I'm so used to it from every other cute pixel pastoral setting. I was waiting for like a big skeleton to come out and jump out at me, especially because I saw one of the achievements was called like spooky, find the evil secrets. And I was like, okay, clearly some evil thing's gonna happen, but it was thoroughly charming. It was what it was stating it was. I'm a little questionable what's going on with the psychotic guy with the bucket of piss in his room.
that guy. He doesn't seem
Cyril,
to like
I
us
think?
very much.
I've noticed
I'm so suspicious of you.
all the humans seem to be a bit fractured compared to the animal people.
Yeah, I don't know if that was on purpose. I think it just kind of ended up that way. That's one thing that we've had a lot of comments on that we were not surprised by because we were kind of expecting it, but everyone was like, yeah, I kept waiting for something like weird and spooky to happen, and then it never did.
Sinister.
I was like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I did find your grave though. That was nice.
Yeah, I mean, well, here lies Brendan's hopes and dreams.
I just wait a few months. We'll get some April Grove creepypasta videos on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I booted up April Grove and I cut into the tree and then blood spurted out. And I said, what is this? And then the game glitched and it was Scallion I was hitting with the axe.
And there was a skeleton and it crawled out of the stump.
It crawled out of the screen and went into the world and it said, "You did this!"
Yeah.
It was you!
Anyway, so we're waiting on that update.
Yeah, we're waiting on that.
The music is gorgeous also.
Oh, I mean, our
Yeah, have you had the same composer for every
I was
time?
gonna ask.
So we had a few guest composers on Curse Crackers that came in and did a couple of tracks. But for the most part, we've used John, who's our music guy, and he's fantastic. He's amazing.
For sure.
I'm sure my boss will get annoyed at me saying so, but he's got a band that he just released
Shout
a new
out
album.
to the band.
Shout out to the band.
Check the description for the band.
World's First Cinema is the band. They just put out a new album that's really, really good. I mean, it's totally different than the stuff he does for us, but it's still super high quality.
I love that. Yeah. It's, it certainly like is an interesting experience to be playing something where visually it's so reminiscent of Game Boy Color kind of titles, but then you have like the full kind of orchestrated soundtrack, and it's like it's a nice mix.
It's
frankly.
something that we've had some people be like, hey, I hate
it should be chunkier.
It should all be chiptune.
Yeah,
That's actually why I like Curse Crackers.
But so that's actually why we have a lot more chiptune in our first two games, is we were kind of easing into trying to use some different types of music and different types of sounds. Cause we didn't want to hit people with all of that right out of the gate. But, we still work a little bit of chiptune in here and there, but these days we're more focused on trying to get the right kind of atmosphere for it rather than just trying to
chiptune for chiptune's sake. Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Not Anna Managuchi over here. Come on. Who you care about?
With kind of working as a pixel artist, what do you feel like are the biggest lessons you've learned and kind of taken to each subsequent game?
That's hard to say.
And I guess conversely, like what were the challenges that you feel like you've kind of figured out along the way now at this point in your journey?
Well, I mean, when we were first starting out, the game that still never got finished, that one had a way more high resolution, high frame rate, whatever kind of art style that we were doing for it. And part of why we switched over and did Prodigal as the Game Boy Color style is we need to get something out faster. We needed to do something that we could complete. We were trying to get it done in like 6 or 8 months. I think we took like 2 extra ones for the initial release. Then we did some updates to it for more content. But the key thing there was we just needed to work in a style that was fast, and that if we brought on other artists, that they would be able to kind of, replicate it well enough. So that's what happened. So that was one of the biggest things, is trying to work in a way that other people can kind of follow along, and work in a way that doesn't cause me or someone else to take too long on one thing or another. It still happens time to time, but that's kind of the big focus for us right now, while we're still just trying to get stuff out and get our name out there.
Right on.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nick, Jake, any questions?
What's the best Colorgrave game in your opinion?
It's your favorite, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Curse Crackers is probably our best. I think that one's our best. It's
fun.
I think it's really just the best out of all of them.
I just broke into the Chime free stages, and they are a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, those. That was an interesting. I think that was like one of the last things that we managed to squeeze into the initial release.
And it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of levels.
Crunch. Yeah, but that turned out pretty good.
It is. The fluidity is really what amazes me. The movements of the pixel art. I could never imagine something, even with a Game Boy Color style, moving in that way. I'm very impressed by it. And also, I actually watched the developer speedrun of Curse Crackers. And I was very glad to see they just did the same thing I do. Just do the long jump over and over and over until you get to the end.
Yeah. I mean, that's the fun part, right?
It's just satisfying. Anytime you put in any movement option that just makes you go a little bit faster, I'm always going to do that constantly. Like rolling an Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, Dragon's Dogma. Just fucking rolling everywhere. Terrible.
Yeah, no, definitely. From a game development perspective, one of the more interesting and difficult things to navigate has been like player expectations and player reactions. When you're making a game, you don't always anticipate how people are going to engage with a thing. So, or what they're expecting. So it's always kind of a moment of truth whenever we give it to some of our community to play test, or whenever it's out and we're watching people stream it and play it. There's often a lot of discussion, like on our end. It's like, hey, this is kind of happening. Do we need to think about that, changing that for this game or whatever?
Has there been anything where it's like, oh no, they're just stupid or bad at games?
Oh, so often. So often.
It's that Cuphead jumping.
We get that answer all the time. When we ask that, we get that answer.
I've discovered that whenever anybody streams, their like IQ goes down about 10 or 20 points. So
It's true.
It's 'cause they're devoting brain power to
Right.
performing
To
for the
being
camera.
funny.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Right.
I forgot how to play games.
Well, you gotta like you're distracted.
Not everyone can
Chat.
speedrun Jevil percent, I suppose.
That's funny.
What's your guys' typical like development time for a game?
Yeah, the cycle of it.
It depends. Things are a little bit different now. Because we've decided to largely forego doing content updates. We
Okay.
found that they were taking too much time from working on new games, and that's really what we needed to do to be able to keep sustaining ourselves. April Grove is kind of an exception to that because that's kind of going to be our like, oh, we'll go back and add stuff to this when we have time to take a break from whatever we're working on.
Add the jump scares.
Yeah, well, I mean, who knows? Who knows how it's going to go? Who knows? But we usually try to take about a year or a year and a half-ish on a game because towards the tail end of that, we're about ready to jump out of our skin and do something else. So that's kind of our timeline. We are going to be trying something new this coming year in terms of development timelines. We're going to see how that goes. But,
And how big is the team size?
The core team is, the core team is the three of us, me, my boss, and John.
Right on.
But we have a few other people working with us right now. We have another pixel artist who's helping me out with stuff. We've got someone who we've worked with that's an artist who's helping us out with our social media stuff in terms of keeping up with posts and little videos and all that kind of stuff. We've got my brother who's helping me out with
Nice.
helping us out with
Saw his grave.
yeah, that's his grave there. He's helping us out more on kind of the back end of things in terms of keeping on top of stuff and tracking numbers and the like analytics kind of stuff.
Cracking the whip.
Yeah.
Being a producer almost.
I guess it is just the six of us right now. I don't think.
Okay, right on. Right on. Yeah, classic indie.
True
team.
indie spirits.
Yeah.
Right on.
So we've had some other people off here and there. I mean, you'll see them in the credits. Some of them were around for longer than others, but if somebody contributed to a project, we try and make sure that their name is included.
Of course.
Yeah.
Assuming that nothing terrible happened.
Has anything terrible happened?
Had to cancel a couple developers. Nothing crazy.
No, I think we've only ever had one mishap.
What was that?
But that's not what I'm gonna start talking drama about.
All right.
Any more questions from you two? Game specific questions before we look ahead.
I guess the main thing is you're mentioning a new strategy or a new schedule for your next game. Is that referring to Claire a la mode or is it the project after?
Project after and subsequent projects mostly. We're still trying to work on Claire. We kind of hit a snag where we weren't too happy with where it was going. We got it about like 80% done. We were watching some people in our community play it and we were just like, this isn't doing it. So kind of took it back to the drawing board and, we've been working on the next project a little bit just to kind of refresh our minds and take a little break from where we were on Claire. And hopefully we'll be back on Claire here pretty soon. We still want to try and get that out this year. So.
Okay. Very cool. Well, and I suppose before we look ahead, towards your work, just with the games you kind of put out, we like to ask other developers this question is, what do you hope for players to walk away with after playing anything from your catalog?
Mostly just that they had a good time with it. We've got a lot of stuff sprinkled in terms of gameplay, lore, secrets, all that kind of stuff, across all of them. So hopefully something in there kind of grabbed their attention. They're like, oh, I want to know more about this.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that'll lead them into either our community or other games, or maybe they just like the one and they play that and continue to enjoy it. We've had some people who still have sped run Curse Crackers, you know, off and on over the past couple years. So
yeah, right on.
It's made for it.
I did, when it comes to your design, like, what's the initial? Or do you usually just do like the full character design and everything? Like, or do you have a lot of input on, like, you know, the characters before you design them and stuff, or when it comes to that?
So what we've usually done is we've worked with some different artists for character designs. We'll have kind of a brief description of what type of character that they are, and then they'll give us a few sketches or designs that we'll kind of discuss. Either we'll pick one from, or we'll mix and match and kind of make something that we think works out of that.
Okay, yeah, I was curious. That's cool.
Yeah. Every once in a while, when we just need kind of a filler character, I'll just make something and it'll be fine in there. But for most of the like major characters, we've used someone who's much better at character design usually than me. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I guess my final question is: do you have a personal favorite like character that you've worked on, or?
I really like. She's a minor character, but I really like Prize Master. Curse Crackers. I don't know why. I think I'm just a sucker for like the, you know, domino pointy mask kind of thing, and like a fun hat. But I think that's probably my favorite character.
Enigmatic Ringmaster.
Yeah.
Am I stupid? Is there a secret Prize Master fight that I missed somehow?
I don't think that there is.
Okay, because I remember there's a line of dialogue that was like, I challenged the Prize Master to a fight, and I lost. How can an ungifted beat me? And I was like, oh, obviously there's a secret boss here that I'm missing.
Oh yes, Jita's dialogue. Well, you know, I think you can see it in the current trailer for Claire a la Mode, but you will get a chance to go to toe with Prize Master in that game.
Wow.
So, okay.
I guess my final question, because Nick sort of mentioned this before we started, but are all these games are in the same universe?
Yeah.
Wow. That's so neat.
Yeah, we kind of are trying to keep them relatively identifiable along the same kind of timeline, so you can kind of work out when they are and what's happening and what pieces are kind of moving where.
Has it been like a chronological kind of journey through, or each of these games are at different points? Okay.
Mostly.
Interesting.
We've gone back and forth on some details here and there, but for the most part, I think they're largely chronological.
Very cool.
That's cool. I'm a sucker for that stuff.
I know, yeah. Do you feel like most players like see and appreciate those details, or do you think that's something that just goes over?
Yeah, what are these stupid hogs at the slop trough? Do they understand anything? Their fucking empty skulls getting through?
Sometimes. It's always a little surprising when people pick up on it, honestly. I think the easiest and biggest one is for between Prodigal and Curse Crackers. There are some really big, obvious, like, oh, this character was in this one. There are name drops and stuff like that. So that one they get a little bit more subtle and hard to follow, into Veritas, I think. And that's something that we're also kind of looking at as how do we keep people engaged that way without making it too, you know, obtuse. So
Yeah.
That's cool.
Very cool.
Play Chronicle next.
Yeah. Any further questions for you? Any further questions from you two before we move on to looking ahead?
What's the project after Claire a la Mode? Can you talk about it at all? Or is it a top secret kind of thing?
I guess we're looking ahead.
yeah, I mean, I'll give you a little tiny sneak peek.
There you go. Ooh.
It's something that is, unless things change, which they might, it's something that kind of follows up after Veritas. That's the plan right now.
Okay.
we're trying to take some of the lessons that we learned from that one to make something that's a little bit more manageable, but maybe more experimental as well in some ways. So we'll see how that all turns out, I guess, in a handful of months, you know?
You heard it here first. They're making a game that's a cross between Link's Awakening and Link to the Past.
Wow. Who would have thought? The Zelda-like developers making another Zelda-like
But
game?
2 Zelda games?
The gall.
I know. Throw a little Majora's Mask in there. You got the perfect product.
Oh, I'd love to one of these days. Just do it like a time schedule kind of
Yeah,
game.
that'd be cool.
Oh, I'd love to.
It is the best.
It's so cool.
Very good. Very good. And then, is there any titles you're looking forward to playing, when you're not doing game dev?
That's a good question. I've heard, it's kind of been out for a while at this point, but I still really want to play through, Anton Blast. I got to do a little bit of that, kind of before we started getting really busy. I played a few levels and I was like, oh, I got to a part where it's starting to really kind of seem interesting. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what else that game has to offer when I get to it. I've heard really interesting things about the Expedition 33 game that everyone keeps talking about.
Yes.
I'd like to give it a look. I still have literally seen nothing of that game.
You're a
I'm
Final
not
Fantasy X fan?
yeah,
he is.
You'll like it.
Yeah, I know that's what draws me.
You will like it very much.
I've heard it's a lot like 10.
I will see if I ever get to that. There's a few like other indie games that I'm interested in checking out.
Hey, we'd
Stuff
love to
like
hear,
there's all the stuff by Ondi, like Tresbashers and Peter Shorts.
Oh, yeah, I have Peter Shorts.
Wow, yeah.
I want to play Garbanzo Quest at some point, and then that guy's next game, Super Debt, looks really interesting.
Super Debt.
Just there's so much stuff out there that I'm really I really want to take a look at some point. What is it? I don't know if you guys have ever seen this whole conversation. My boss is gonna be like, "Why are you talking about other people's games on the podcast?"
We ask.
Did you guys ever play Smooshy Come Home?
Smooshy Come Home?
No, I have not.
I don't think
Cute
so.
little game where you play this little mushroom guy.
The 3D platformer.
Yeah. Well, that guy's working on another game too, so I'm really interested to see what he's going to do.
A very cute looking game. Yes.
So that's kind of off the top of my head, my list of things.
Very cool.
For you, I would say based on your taste, you might like this game called Ultra Nothing.
Ultra Nothing.
Ultra Nothing is a game I've never heard anyone ever talk about or acknowledge existing. It's a very crazy looking and playing puzzle game.
Nick's putting his credibility on the line right now.
It's very, very cheap. So it's not a huge investment, but I think it's worth checking out. I think it's worth playing.
Ultra Nothing.
It's what's they call it? A sokoban, a box pushing game at its core.
One of those little puzzlers.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Its visuals will only make you slightly ill, but in a good way.
Well, I'll take a look at it. I'm interested to see what that looks like.
I think you might like it.
Very good. And I know you mentioned you guys aren't really planning to do big content updates. I know you did mention that small things for April Grove. Is there anything we could talk about there, or shall we kind of just?
Well, we can if you want.
Yeah,
I mean, we've got a few like areas that we've kind of previewed the look of in the game right now with this past update. You can't really go in and explore them right now, but we're hoping to do some variations on the gameplay there, essentially. So the game might maybe expand a little bit past just woodcutting. I can't make promises, but when we get the time and when we're in the mood for it, we hope to do a little more with that kind of stuff.
Anticipate full Shining Force 3 gameplay. Anticipate the spiritual successor to Shining Force 3.
I love Shining Force. I love it. I'm still playing Shining in the Darkness, though. I'm still working my way through that one.
Oh, from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Very good. Shall we take our single question?
Yeah, from my wife.
Thanks a lot, community members, for your wonderful
thanks,
questions.
Antoys, I'm sorry for making fun of you for your questions every week. Okay, is that what you want? I didn't think you betray me like
I
this.
read half of their questions anyways, usually. So.
It's just I'm just not interesting enough. There's nothing.
The problem was, you interacted too much with this goddamn community.
Yes.
How
I remember
dare you be so personal?
You were talking to Barry's the other day. She's like, "Oh, I have a question, but I won't post." Like, what? Why?
Why don't you fucking post it? Thanks, berries and cream.
She told me I want your show to fail. I was like,
Nothing.
huh?
Oh god.
You were there. You remember it happened. It's real.
It was great. It was a blast. I had a wonderful time with that conversation.
It's evil.
Yeah.
Anyways, from my wife, what does Colorgrave
Yeah,
mean?
Bingy. Yes.
So
story there.
Colorgrave is both the name of the company and of a character in the story of our games.
Mhm.
Because the studio used to be called I think White Clover Worlds, and when we were kind of deciding to go this different direction when we were doing Prodigal, it's like we need a new name. So we couldn't think of anything, and we looked at the name that we just did, Colorgrave. It's like, I don't think we can come up with a better name than that, just period. So now it's the company name as well.
Cool.
And a humorous turn of events, I suppose.
It's meta narrative. It's
a little
all
anecdote right there. Yeah.
It's funny to talk about, and it's funny when people are like, "Wait, that character is the same name as the company." What?
It's like when you go in Zelda and you meet Nintendo.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, beloved NPC. I can't believe that they didn't show up again in Tears of the Kingdom.
It was fucked up, honestly.
I know.
Bunch of hacks.
Well, that sort of brings us to the end of today's episode. Brendan, thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Right now, yeah. If viewers and listeners want to find your company's games, where should they look? Or your work, frankly. Where should they look?
Wow, I'm all over the place. If you look up Brendan Stepig or look up looloopaa, you'll find it. It'll be there. It'll be somewhere. But if you want to look up our games, just search Colorgrave on most social medias, or on Steam. It should bring up our publisher page. But that's where you can find all our stuff.
Right on.
It's worth
we'll
playing.
leave all the links in the description. Yes, as always. And yes, we've been Video Ditch. We'll leave our information there as well. It's always been a pleasure. It's Sam, Nick, Jake, Brendan. Again, thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
Viewers and listeners,
My
take
pleasure.
care of yourselves. Yeah. Keep on gaming in the free world. Until next.
Game did a lame game. Game.